What's up? Welcome to another edition of Mundy's Workbench. Hey, I owed you a video of showing you everything we've done to Garrett's 2020 Kawasaki 250F to get it woods ready for XC GNCC type racing. As you know, we run the Indiana Cross Country Series, a couple of GNCC series races. We also do Stony Lonesome, Crossroads. We've done the Midwest XC and the Extreme XC. But anyway, as you know, the 2020 Kawasaki 250F is basically a motorcycle that's used for primarily motocross. That's what they made it for. But anyway, I wanted to show you what we've done to make ours XC woods ready. So typically those type of races, you're going to need more fuel. You're going to need a little bit more protection from rocks. Also, you're going to have to protect for overheating and super muddy conditions. So I'm going to walk around this and show you some of the things we've done to it to get it ready for that. All right, I'll start up here at the top. I've kept the bars stock. They're the Renthal bars that come stock on the bike. We've done the rubber killers, which isolates the rubber mounting system. A lot of times when you go down, that gets tweaked up. It does take away a little bit of the comfort, but that's some of the sacrifices you got to do there. We changed out the grips. These particular ones here are, looks like ODIs, half waffle. Most of the time we run a safety wire to help the grips stay on there. We also use the ODIs sometimes that are just clamp on. We got hand guards, flags, if you will, the breakaway type that protects whenever you're going through the woods. It doesn't protect you 100% as, say, a wraparound handguard, but this is what he prefers here. I've also got them on mine as well. Okay, we did change all the plastic out and just put on a Cherubus. We did that basically whenever we get ready to sell the bike, we can put the new plastic on there, and it looks really nice for the next guy or girl. Okay, gripper seat. It's got the grips made by Moose, one of our good sponsors there. We changed that out. It gives you, of course, a little more protection. A little more grip whenever you're in the muddy conditions. We also put a bump in here. That bump is a crossbar pad similar to this one. We just cut it in half and then kind of sectioned it into that particular size. And that, whenever you're super muddy and you've got mud all up here, this will kind of hold you tight onto the bike there, keep you from slipping off when you're going up hills or accelerating. All right. Going back towards the front in general, suspension. Well, we changed the suspension out. We've got WP, the cone valve system. Typically you find those on a KTM or a Husqvarna, but one of the reasons why we went to that is it's very well known for how good it is to be in the woods and that kind of racing. Really good stuff. We also have the track shock in there. WP, and the track shock is turned on for him, and basically that really helps keep that rear end on the ground when you're going through the woods over rocks and roots and whatnot. You're going to need bigger fuel capacity. This is the IMS tank specifically for the Kawasaki. That one I got in 2017, so I know the 17, 18, 19, and 20 all take the same tank, if you're wondering about that. We keep the engine stock. We keep the exhaust stock. If we end up tearing it up, we'll buy FMF. But these particular bikes are so good out of the box that you really don't need much more performance. Sometimes we change our couplers, but I think this one's just the stock standard green. We're going to utilize the Unibiker Radiator Guards. We always get blue. Bennett, he's been terrific for the past several years of hooking us up. If you want Radiator Guards, you want that protection, for sticks or crushing, when you tip over, man, you got to get you some of those. He's been a great sponsor for us. Super good. We always get blue. I think he's tired of us getting blue, but anyway, that's a side story. I wanted to go back up here and look at the levers. We've got them. He just puts tape on them. We ran a Mid-South earlier this month of December, and that just takes off a little bit of chill. Usually we go with arc levers. We haven't done that yet. Sometimes, he likes it stock the best he can. We put a bigger cap on there. That's a 1.6 cap. That helps, keep our coolant in there. Now, as far as coolant goes, we've used all kinds. We've done Evans. I think that bike over there has Evans. We're running engine ice in this one. And then when it gets super muddy, you've seen me put on, some screen to protect that. And then he can take that off during the race. But another thing we've been doing is the Motion Pro coolant recovery tank, and that basically captures the coolant when his bike gets really, really hot, and then saves it in there. I don't even remember. It's like 100 ounces or 100 cc's. But anyway, that's been a lifesaver. That's a really nice thing there. As we move back, we change out our air filters from the stock. We put the Moose ones in there. If it's dusty or muddy, we'll run a filter skin. I've talked to you before about that. We change out our chain and sprockets. We put on the Moose products. This one here, we've changed out the sprocket to it's a dual compound. So that's aluminum, that's steel, and that's a really good product made by Moose. That steel really holds up, and then the aluminum gives you some lightweight, our weight savings there. We keep the peg stock. You can see we've got an Cherubus skid guard or skid plate on there. We run a piece of foam in there to keep that from packing full of mud. You can't avoid all of it, of course. The Cherubus chain guide, we put that on there. That keeps it from derailing, or that's the goal anyway. The stock one's aluminum, so it will bend, derail the chain. That's something we've done over the years. Stock brakes, those are oversized from Kawasaki. Rear, same thing, oversized. And then that brings us down to the tires. We take off the stock tires and we put on the Kendas and Melville up front. He's got a tube saddle in that one. That's got a tube and then a saddle over it. And then the rear, after testing and trying everything, you got to go with a bib in the back of it. I believe it's a nitro Moose bib. We don't have any kind of fin on the back. That the 2020 has an oversized rear rotor, and our Moose, shark fin doesn't fit on there, but I'm sure they'll come out with a new one here pretty soon that'll fit it. But other than that, that's pretty much it. What we've done to make it, XC ready. a lot of those things, you know, it's not really any big secret. But as far as any other changes, this thing's ready for the woods. You can run them bone stock if you want, but these little things have helped us. And, you know, this same stuff will transfer over to, you know, any other bike, you know, KTM, Husqvarna, whatever, Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki. So these are just tips that we've done. We've got more videos coming. Appreciate everyone, and if you don't hear from me, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and we'll catch up with you guys soon. Show us your tips.